Good morning from the Bear Cave. It's Big Bear back at ya with another video. Guys, this morning I'm going to talk about something that really hit my heart this week. So, it's that. But before I get to that, if you guys didn't check out the video yesterday, in fact, go check that video out. The link will be in the description, I believe. Yeah. So it's the latest video, so go check it out and go show those guys some support if you can, please. I do appreciate it. This morning's subject for the Bear Cave is I don't know how to really talk about it, or title it, but kind of what has happened to this generation. Let's go there. What has happened to this generation? And this topic is actually a Big Bear original. This is not brought to me by anyone. This is something that happened throughout the week, and I noticed it about 3 or 4 times, and it hit my heart, and now I want to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, guys, welcome back. I got this Black Panther cup at the movie theater. We went to watch a movie. You'll hear more about that in a video coming out tonight, a review of the movie. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the topic. And I'm talking about what has happened to this generation. And I know a lot of you are probably sitting there going, okay, what is this about? When I was a kid, when I was being raised and my mama knew what the belt was, I was taught to show respect to my elders, to show respect to other people, and and one of the utmost respect that I was taught was when you're going into a building, if there's someone coming in, especially someone of seasoned folks, older folks, you hold the door open for them and you let them come in. The other night, I went, this whole week it's been happening. I'll go to places where you have these young teenagers and even young adults, and they stand there and stare at you. And there's old people coming in and out the door, but they're having to open the door by themselves. They're not showing them any respect. They're running in front of them, almost knocking them over at times. And, I started thinking, where has that respect gone? When I was a kid, if I ran in front of an older person and almost knocked them over, I may not set for a whole week. I'm just saying, okay? My mom never beat us, but she knew what the belt was, and she knew what punishment was. She also taught us that we address our elders with respect. I moved to Florida a while back, and I lived there for a little bit. And it was a different place for me, because I came from California. I came from the West Coast. I lived in Phoenix for a while, or Tempe area, right outside of Phoenix for a little while. And up here in the West, you don't see a whole lot of hospitality. You don't see a whole lot of respect, a whole lot of generous people. And the ones that are, most likely, they were raised that way. I moved down south, and I was walking into the store, and now I'm still considered young with my age. But this kid was riding a bicycle past this door, stops to open the door for me. He didn't have to stop his bike to open the door. Then, kids, when they address me as sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I was like, I'm in a whole different world. This is crazy. Down here, you don't get that very often unless they come from the South, or like I said, they were raised to be that way. So I started thinking, what could this be? What has happened to this generation, especially here in the West Coast? I don't know how it is where you guys live. I know how it was where we lived in Florida, and even Mississippi was the same way as where we were living in Florida. I don't know how it is where you guys are. Let me know down below. But it was just, you step back and you go, what has happened to this generation? And one of the possible reasons is the parents don't find the value in respect no more. You see kids disrespecting the parents. Because the parents, there are a lot of parents, and I've talked to parents who believe this, that you don't have to show respect to your elders no more, because a lot of them are just crazy old folk. That's all they are. But you see, for me, I will hang out with the guys that have a little white in their hair, a little silver in their hair, because you know what that silver and white represents? Wisdom. A lot of them have a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience. You find out if you would sit down with them and listen to their stories and talk to them, that they went through a lot. Some of them went through wars that you could never imagine. Some of them went through times of depression and times of poverty and times of whatever. And their stories can actually be used to motivate you or inspire you or give you advice. But today's kids don't see that. They see an old person as a person that has money, and I want that money that they have in their pocket. I want what they have. A lot of kids today, they don't see... here's a prime example. I was going to a men's retreat a few years back. A little while back. When I was going to a different church. And we did a car wash to raise money for the men that cannot afford it. And there was a couple of us from the young adults there, myself included. And two of the ones from the young adults went in and turned on the music. There was 3 of us total. Went inside and turned on some music to listen to some music. Me, I stayed out there with all the older folks, the seasoned folks, the ones with white hair, silver hair. Because I was listening to their stories and I was getting wisdom from them and talking to them and getting to know them. They came out and they asked me, why don't you come in here with us young ones? That was their words. Come in here with us young ones. They're just telling old stories. Just telling old stories. I don't see that. I see wisdom in those old stories. I see advice in those old stories. I see a life lived in those old stories. And I wasn't even going to go there in that direction, but I guess that's where I was meant to go. Because, guys, respect your elders. Show them respect. Some of them have great stories to tell. Some of them have great advice to give. But if you don't listen, you will never know that. If you don't listen, you don't learn. Trust me, I would know. So, I don't know what's up with today's generation. And I don't know how it is all over the world. I know how it is here. And it's sad. It is very sad that an older lady on a walker can't even get through the door. She has to open it herself. Of course, she did not open it herself because there's me coming up behind her. But the sad thing is, it took me a second to get up there when there were 3 young adults, 3 young gentlemen, healthy body, standing right by the door, just watching her. That's my opinion, guys. And as the Good Morning from the Bear Cave shows are my opinions. You may have a different opinion, and I respect that. That's what America's made of. Different opinions. But this is mine. And I hate seeing the elderly. I hate seeing the elders disrespected as they are today in today's generation. That's one thing I love about YouTube. I'm going to get onto this real quick before I head on out. One thing I love about YouTube. There are some older folks here on YouTube. In fact, a good friend of mine, I watch her channel, June Gall. She just did a video about drama here on YouTube. And it's a very wise video. You should go watch it and check it out. In fact, a link is in the description. Because you guys need to go check that out and watch it. A very wise woman there. I've seen other older folks here on YouTube. Very wise sometimes. They give you some good stories. But they also give you some good advice. Because they lived the things you might be going through now. June is a sweetheart. So if you go over there to show us some love, make sure you stop by and really show us some love and respect. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Much love to each and every one of you. This was just something on my heart that I needed to kind of get off to you. And I used the Bear Cave to do it. So remember, those elders out there, they got some wisdom. They got some stories. Open up that ear that God gave you and let you hear. It's the Big Bear. I'm going to get on out of here. Catch you guys later. show the respect. Peace.